Sup. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the VR Link. How you doing, guys? This is episode 45, and this is your weekly Sunday Surface VR podcast that gives you and us a chance to discuss what has been going on in VR, news-wise, games, and other things. Allow me to introduce my co-host, Salsa from South Catch Up VR.
Hey, everybody.
Nat from 7 Degrees Gaming.
Hi there, guys.
And Dane from Get to the Chopper VR.
Oi, oi, Savaloys.
Nice. I would like to take. Also, for those of you on the move who listen on audio, if you don't listen on audio but you want to, it is available on Anchor and on Spotify. I would like to thank the amazing patrons and channel members whose names are listed below in every VR link. And if you're looking for ways to support this channel, please check the links in the description. And while you're there, please consider joining our community Discord. So I hope everyone has had a good week and they had a good Saturday as well. If you'd like to let us know what you're playing in the chat, that'd be really cool while we go through what we've been playing this week. And yeah, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. Please remember to hit that like button. And yeah, I'm getting told he can't hear anything. Is everything all right?
Who's that? What?
I don't know. Like that guys. Can you all hear us, guys? Is that okay? I'm pretty sure.
I can hear it. I can hear it on my phone.
Oh, I don't know what he's talking about. Excellent. Thank you for joining us, guys. Sorry, it's all a bit. I feel a bit rushed because I just had my dinner and I just got in from work and stuff, so it's all a bit. Who we got in here? I've just seen that Jimif Jamif is unwrapping an Oculus Quest as we speak.
What?
What? Which is pretty cool. That is wicked though, because it actually feels like you're getting it's like getting a new console, isn't it? When you're like younger and stuff, it feels similar.
Yeah, man.
It does feel similar. We got Eve Boss
getting a whole new reality.
Absolutely. Eve Boss, Sprucey Curly Fries, Dark Distilled. Sprucey Rye Dope, Limitless, Paradise Decay. Who else have we got in here? Secrets of, Monkified, Dark. Nice guys. Mike Kelly. These guys, a lot of good names in here. Thank you for being here. Nintendo, how you doing, man? Tasnik, you alright, man? You alright? I'm just flicking through, trying not to miss you on a Surreal Deal. Scott Merrill. Nice. Thank you for joining us, guys. Really, really appreciate it. VR Dark Knight as well. Cheers, man. So, let's go with Danish this week. What have you been playing this week? And Diz. And Boy Brown. I hate missing people, but it's like it's really hard to keep up with the comments.
Keep on coming in.
Sorry.
So I played quite a lot actually this week. I tried out Hyper Dash because that landed on SideQuest. I suppose you can call it officially. On the SideQuest store, so that's free to try at the minute, and that is good.
I can cover that quickly, man. I can cover it. I've actually got some information about that.
Oh, there we go.
Which we'll get out of the way.
Chuck it out. Yeah, do it.
Yeah. So Hyperdash, as you said, is on SideQuest. 40 hours after its launch, it had 60 reviews and was rated 4.9 out of 5 and downloaded 5.3 thousand times, which is amazing. And I jumped back in to see because they're on like version 1.5 or something from when me and Mike went in, and dude, they've doubled their servers, but they're all full. They're all full, so which is great for the game, obviously. So yeah, man, that was absolutely wicked. Yeah, I'm glad. So yeah, you really enjoyed it, obviously. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, man, that is going to be insanely popular when that comes onto the store as well. That's going to be. It's already mega popular as it is.
Yeah.
It plays really well. It's fun. It's fast. And again, with like quests and tracking, so I was cheating a bit because basically I was getting mullered at the start. I was like, what am I doing? Getting myself orientated when I first started. And there's a few players that had obviously played it a bit. And I basically end up sitting on my floor. So when I came up to any barriers, I was shielded from them. But the game, this is one thing I'm going to feed back to him. The game didn't slow my character down. So I was zooming around the map as fast as anyone else, but I was about like that big. So their target for trying to shoot me just wasn't working because I was literally sitting on my floor.
That's a good shout.
I was just like, let's see if this works. It didn't slow me down or anything. So I was like whiffing around like a weird little gnome or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really, really good. Really good fun.
Have you what's the game it reminds you of most? Overwatch. Have you played much Overwatch at all?
I've never played Overwatch.
So
I know where it is, obviously, but
I played quite a bit of Overwatch.
So there's two game modes in this currently, and there's like domination and there's payload. And payload is like Overwatch. Basically, there's one like tank-like figure who, as long as someone's occupying it, it will move through the map. And the main aim of the game is to get that from one end to the other end of the map. It's really exciting gameplay. What did you think of the skating as well, sort of thing? Did you love that grinding?
I really liked it, but I found I didn't think that was going to be it wasn't as fast as I thought it was going to be. Like I thought it was going to like proper rocket you along, but it was kind of relatively slow paced. I get why, because if it was too fast, then it'd
can shoot
be
anyone.
too much for so many people. Exactly.
Yeah.
But there's moments when you go past someone and you're like shooting them down as you're going past, like a little like a weird drive by in VR.
Yeah.
That's really really cool, and it's got a bunch of different weapons you pick up, so it keeps it fresh and interesting. You got health pickups, shields, and all this sort of stuff. So it is varied, and it's obviously dual wielding as well.
Yeah.
You can hold a shield and a gun, or 2 guns, mix them up. It's just fun. That's what I want from a VR online game. I want it to be fun. I want it to be fast. I want to. If you lose, you still carry on playing. If that makes sense.
That's it.
We talked about Firewall like the other week, didn't we? Like how I said it's not my favorite for that reason. Because if you die, then you've got to sit around for a while.
Hyperdash is a proper old school. You die, you respawn, you go back in. You know,
you just keep going.
Yeah, that's the good deal with it. And the balance is quite good as well. You do find that people adjust and pick up their own tactics or their own favoured weapons and everything else like that. I do have to jump back into it because I played the alpha before this build. But yeah, great fun. I'm expecting good things from that, especially if it's going out into the Oculus store, if that's going to be a cross-buy or whatever like that as well.
It should be, because it is on the Rift as well.
Yeah.
That is just going to be absolutely brilliant, amazing, fun game.
It's going to be huge, and they've been so busy as well.
I was just going to say, I wonder how that's going to compare to Pavlov coming officially to Oculus on the store in terms of like for the Quest specifically, because loads of people waiting on
they're
Pavlov.
Different types, aren't they?
Very
they're
different
really
types, but they're
very
both
different types.
I wonder that's going to split that online multiplayer shooters.
I think purely the look of this game, people like if they see Pavlov, they're going to think of Call of Duty. A lot of people think that. If I talk about an online game, when I was playing Pavlov once, my used to be hairdresser, I don't see her much anymore. She said to me, "What's that Call of Duty game?" Immediately, it's Pavlov. Do you know what I mean? It could be Contractors, but predominantly I play
or whatever.
Pavlov. Yeah, because you got that military style online shooter, and then you got this, which is in my mind, it reminds me of Robo Recall a bit, like with the teleportation and stuff like that, and the bit of the look of the game. But yeah, I think it's really, really delivering, and I think it will be a really big hit when it eventually comes. If they get the price bang on, and I think they will. I think the developers have said, like, this latest update, I think it's a new map as well. The guns seem to have secondary modes. The pistols, like if you hold them down now, it's got a charge shot.
No, it already had that before.
It didn't when me and Mike played it. I can't remember having it.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, it did.
Before on Side Quest, it did.
Before Side Quest.
Yeah, on Side Quest, it had it on before Side Quest.
Right. Yeah. Oh, right. I never found that feature. I usually try and find those things, but I couldn't find it.
You might have
it did.
I don't know.
But yeah, it wasn't there. Well, I don't remember finding it. But anyway, I just thought that's really cool because it means there's a lot of thought going into this, and it feels very high quality. So that with Echo Arena and Pavlov, it's like
the online scene's going to start building up.
Yeah, and that's the other thing as well. Like talking about VR online games, especially battle royale games. A lot of people want battle royale in VR, and unfortunately, when you get there, they're dead on arrival. A lot of them.
Well, that's because everybody goes. The bad side about having a lot of multiplayer games arriving at the same time is they all soak up different things, so you end up with areas being dead, especially battle royales, because you'll find that one battle royale is really popular, and that's going to suck up all the users because that's what battle royales do. They suck up a huge amount of users, and if there isn't the player base that big in the beginning, then it kills the other multiplayer games in one fell swoop as well.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I think another aspect of it is that a lot of people would that might not have played as many shooters in VR go, I love battle royale games or I love online shooters. As soon as this one that comes out in VR, I'm jumping on it. And I think some people do generally get put off because it's not as easy as when you're playing on a console with like a controller.
No,
it's a whole new ball game.
Yeah.
I think I have heard some people say that, oh man, it was way too hard. You know, when you've actually got to phically aim and stuff, it's a lot.
Well, reloading, for example, it's not a simple button click. You can mess that up. And there's little things like that. But
you had all that with Half-Life people that have come in fresh from Half-Life and gone, oh, well, I thought it was going to be a lot easier. Why haven't they got a button reload? I mean, why do they do that? And you're like, why wouldn't they do that? Why? Of course they're going to have you reload. That's what it's like.
I don't know about you guys though. Like if I play Call of Duty, for example, or any traditional game, it never even occurs to me to care about the reload mechanic. There's only 2 games that I can think of where I thought the reloading was really important and pretty cool. It was Resident Evil 4 when he got the hunting rifle. I thought that was the coolest reloading animation I'd ever seen. And then Gears of War, because it mattered because you had the
yes, the timing,
the charge shot or whatever it was called.
Yeah,
if you got that timing just right. So, but funny enough, if you play a game like when me and Mike went for Gamescom and we played After the Fall, we were both automatically holding a gun and you want to go and get a clip, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
It was like press a button and reload, and you're both a bit like, oh, that's a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's strange how
when you're in VR now, you get more used to that action of going, right, I've got to grab, I've got a release button, I've got to grab, I've got a thing, I've got to recharge the bullet, load that in, chamber it, whatever you're going to do.
Yeah.
As a motion. Of course, there is the thing that if you have a gun game like that and you don't actually know where the how to chamber the gun properly, it gets really, really.
Dark in chat brought up a good one, which I always think about, is the LMGs, like in Pavlov. Yeah. Oh, they're I don't know what they're like in Onward, but if they're the same as Pavlov, they're pretty intense.
Yeah, it's cumbersome, innit? Yeah.
Yeah, it feels good though.
Off. It makes it really tense. Like if you've got that and you suddenly go around the corner, you're like, shit, come on. Really quick, as opposed to just like click button.
That's exactly my first kill with Virtual Battlegrounds in my video. Like I saw a guy, we exchanged clips, but I already had another gun ready, I think, or pistols or something.
Yeah.
And he screams and swears because he's probably like, he can't do anything to stop me killing him, and it must be so frustrating. So,
realism.
Yeah. Have you played any Battle Royale games or online VR games, Nat, like this kind of thing, apart from...
No, I mean, the thing that I've always thought about a lot of the multiplayer games, especially the ones that come to VR, they always kind of look for a hook or something weird rather than just actually making a really, really good game.
Right.
So like, as far as I'm concerned, that should be, you were talking about the Battle Royale games, and a lot of the ones that I've seen, it's like, well, it's a battle royale game, but this is our difference.
Our spin on it, yeah.
Yeah, our little spin on it, and it's just like, no, just make a really good battle royale game, because that doesn't exist. If you make a really good fun, I mean, the reason Overwatch exploded is because they didn't do too many modes. There was different modes, so you didn't get bored, but they made those modes so polished and so so good to play. But people kept on with it. But
I also think it's the characters.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Overwatch characters. I think the characters play a massive role. I don't know about you guys. When I become a certain character in a game, sometimes I can, I want to be that character in a game.
Yeah, but the characters actually serve a purpose as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Sort of like when I started playing Overwatch, I always played as Heidenreich, the big tank guy.
Yeah.
Because he actually suited my playstyle. That's the thing with Overwatch. There were so many characters. I've got to admit, I haven't popped in a long time. I know they've doubled the character count now.
Yeah.
But when I jumped into Overwatch initially, I went through all the characters, and it was just like, you know what, Heidenreich is the guy that just suits my playstyle the best.
If you know
what I want to do.
If you know the characters well, what's the one in Overwatch which is like the robot that turns into the Gatling or the minigun?
I know who you mean. I can't think.
Yeah. So anyway, I've started playing this, right, and my boy's been playing it for ages, and he's a sweat at these games, right. So anyway, I'm playing it, and I'm that character, and he's like, you can't be that one. Oh, why can't I be that one? He's pretty cool. He's a robot. I've always wanted to be a robot. Turn into a massive gun. Oh, ideal. I'm killing everyone. He went, yeah, but it's he kills everyone, so you're a bit of a noob. I'm like,
yeah.
What? So because he's so destructive. And he's really
he's overpowered.
He's OP.
A lot of people.
Yeah, he's OP.
You're not allowed to be that character. And I was like, great. Okay, so I went for the same as you, that Ironheart guy. I actually like that one. He's pretty cool.
I like Dark's comment in the thing where he goes, I love Warzone. It sure as hell ain't the PSVR version.
Thought crossed my
on about,
mind.
he's on about COD. Yeah, sorry, Dane. So anyway, back to whatever
Oh
you
my
was
God.
playing this week.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh.
So I won't harp on about these because there's a few we can go into a little bit of detail. But I tried T for God for the first time ever.
Oh,
The demo
wow.
never tried it before. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Obviously, graphically, it's like very simple and it's all that sort of stuff. But the idea of it is very, very, very cool. I'd encourage anyone to check that out. I used Beat Sage, which is the new artificial intelligence website, basically, where you can chuck in a YouTube video, any YouTube video, and it will convert it into a fully fledged map to play on Beat Saber. I think it does Synth Riders, and it might do some other ones as well. Well, I think
It does Synth Riders.
I think so.
Wow.
I don't know if
I didn't know that.
it's definitely another game other than Beat Saber. It does
Yeah.
as well. But yeah, so I did that, and obviously, being me, I didn't pick a random song. I picked a bunch of Arnie quotes in a video,
Yeah.
and that mapped out a fully fledged map in Beat Saber. And it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's pretty good. I did try a few actual songs, and I say like maybe 85% of the time it maps up pretty well,
Yeah.
and it maps up pretty intense on Expert Plus. And then there's 15% where you just like, where did those blocks come from?
So
But for a free tool that you can just use, obviously you still need side quest, and you'd need something like BMBF to actually get modded songs and stuff like that. So I did all this on the Quest, but it was really, really simple to do. Really simple. I think Paradise might have a guide video on his channel
yeah.
that shows you how to do it.
All
Paradise
right,
DK.
cool. Did you try the varying difficulty modes, and did they make? Because I know you can play Beat Saber on top level. So
Yeah.
And how did that
To be
work
fair,
out?
I didn't. I just jumped straight into Expert Plus to see if it could map something that was actually challenging.
To be fair, that must be the hardest one to map, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
To feel right. So, and it felt good.
It did feel good. It had some weird ones where you're like, that's not a very natural movement. That you're trying to do weird stuff that's not quite in the flow of most songs. But again, for something that's AI, it's unbelievable what it's achieved, and they're only just starting. So I think they're not doing like a Kickstarter or anything like this. These are people that just self-funded, but they're asking for like Patreon pledges, and if the more pledges they get through Patreon or subscribers or whatever you want to call it, they're going to add more features. So like 90-degree levels, 360-degree levels, one saber mode, all the mods and all this sort of stuff. And it's a really simple layout website as well. You literally get your URL, click it in there, click save, and then it's like you can save it as a zip file, and you literally drag and drop that into something like BMBF, and then you put it onto your Quest or whatever, if it's like PC or whatnot.
But do you think it's going to put the people who are mapping out these songs for a job out of business?
Not in the minute, it won't. Not in the minute, because there is that element of when it's a human touch. All these people that mod these songs and stuff, they live and breathe Beat Saber, right? So they know the flows and all this sort of stuff. So they get things that will they'll have almost like a concept in mind, whereas this AI is not quite there yet. Like I said, maybe like 85% of the time it does it well.
Yeah.
But I think for people that just want a random song they want to play in Beat Saber and are not too hardcore about having the perfect flow and stuff, it's still really enjoyable. It still make a song that you want to do, or random Arnie quotes, or bloody even this podcast. Someone could chuck this podcast and play this in Beat Saber. I don't know how it would work, but you can do it.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work with no backing track at all. But yeah, it's really, really cool. Really cool idea.
Sounds great.
So yeah, so check that out. I've got a few other things. I'm just going to kind of list them off so don't spend too long on them.
Yeah, go for it.
But yeah, Apex Constructor jumped into that on the Quest for the first time. Played it on PSVR and I really liked it.
Phew. Yeah.
I think it's better on Quest because of the tracking for the bow and arrow mechanics. So I really like that. Espire 1, the big update. I tried that very briefly, mainly because my main issue, and I think a lot of people's issues with it, was around the AI of the enemies being a bit too easy.
Yeah, we can't speak too much about that at the moment.
Yeah,
of course, because that doesn't come out till Tuesday.
No, but we were allowed to make content and stuff like that. So
I streamed it.
It's out there. Yeah.
I streamed it. I thought the NDA on the new update was because I thought there was a new update. The NDA on the update's content is Tuesday.
No. That's when it's releasing.
Yeah.
Okay.
The NDA was on the first.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, Mish.
You got me worried for a second. Then I was like,
yeah, no. It's definitely the first.
Yeah, because I've held back on it till because I haven't played the original because there were so many bits of problems.
Yeah.
So maybe this week I will get through to playing it for the first time.
I think you'll be better off. I think the update for me with the content, because so have you got what's in the update on you? Have you got the notes?
I don't, to be
can
honest.
quickly
I can
grab
remember
it.
it's like some new additional weapons in the game. There's new challenges.
A lot of challenges.
Yeah. So that's seems to be one big part they've added onto this. So initially it was like there was a campaign, and I think a few people complained it was a bit too short. But they've added those like challenges, and that's where I think they're focusing a lot of their time and energy on, as well as tweaking gameplay elements and things like that. They're adding all these challenges, which are you can play a pure stealth level, you can play a pure assault level, sneaking levels, all these different types of, capture this or don't get caught. So they're really focusing on you can play how you want in a way on these challenge levels, and there's like leaderboards and all this sort of stuff. So I think that's all great. Again, I think my issue with it was the AI didn't seem to be improved enough yet.
I didn't really
which is what I'm just waiting for.
I'll be absolutely honest. I didn't really notice any difference in the AI.
Exactly. Yeah.
I thought the challenges were pretty cool. I think the issue for me is it's like, would this be enough to bring new people in by playing it? I'm not sure. But it's definitely an amazing win for the owners already. I think some of the challenge maps are really cool. I really liked the one where you have two circular levels and you choose which way you want to go round, and you go on the outside short and tugs, and you go on the inside, and you're basically trying to compete against leaderboards. I thought that was really cool. I liked that. I couldn't unlock some of the climbing levels for some reason. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know if you need to unlock some stuff through the campaign. I can't remember because there's been so many updates have been chucking on this. It's hard to keep track of which ones mean which and
I just want to say, does anyone trim their eyebrows? Because JD's just put, I need to trim my eyebrows. Is that a thing?
Yeah, because if you had a full-on middling eyebrow, I think you would.
If you had a unibrow,
a bit of a whisker that comes off as one long hair, then you're going to go, yeah, I'll get rid of that one.
Listen, I've had the odd hair.
Eyebrows on the fleek.
I've had the odd hair where, like, one day you come out of the shower and you're like, what's that? And you think it's a hair, and I pull it and it pulled my head. I was like, oh, crap. Cut that. You know what I mean? But that's about the only time I remember having it. Like, it's never really occurred to me. My hairdresser would say eyebrows, and I'm like, you mental? Like, do your eyebrows?
He's trying to tell you something, GT.
Eyelashes? Do you want your eyelashes?
You want to live with that bush on your face?
You're going to be hugging your hairdresser the next time you see him. Please give me a cut. I've been desperate for it. Whereas I just look like a hobo anyway, so I don't really need the haircut.
I bet hairdressers are screaming for you, aren't they? It's like it's a £90 job walking by. Hey, come in here. We'll all jump on it. So what else have you been playing then, Dane?
All right, I'm going to rush through. I tried Terminus, which is something on SideQuest as well, which is like a horror survival game that's going to, hopefully it's come officially through, but we'll have to see. I played Real VR Fishing, really liking that for the first time. And on Flat Gaming, I played Shadow of the Colossus for the first time, and Persona 5 for the first time. So some new stuff going on.
Mate, don't. Persona 5, you will lose yourself, apparently, that game.
Yes.
Dude, seen any of it? Have you seen what your son's been playing?
No.
It's one of the most messed up games I've seen in my life, man. Seriously.
He's not normal anyway, to be honest. So,
but are you going after the teacher? Because she gives you a special massage if you get her to level 10.
Oh my god. Right, okay.
That gives you enough.
Ask your son about it, I'll guarantee that he chased after the teacher.
But anyway, what about Shadow of the Colossus? What did you think?
It's amazing, man. There's something. There's just something about it, isn't there? It's
everyone's like.
There's just something about it. I don't know what it is. The music's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have been as blown away playing it on the PS2 originally, because the graphics on this on the PS4 are amazing.
Mate, I can tell you now because I've had every version of it: PS2, PS3, and PS4. Back in the day on PS2, it was a mind blow because it had like a smoothing to it as well. Oh man, the music and everything, it was incredible. Like, it is a game of a lifetime for me.
Well, it's boss battles. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's literally 12 boss battles.
It's so phenomenal.
So it's all about getting to the bosses and then figuring out, because initially you see the boss and you're like, I'm meant to take that down.
Yeah, what'd you do? Yeah.
And then it's just a case, okay, I've got to figure it all out. So how far you got in it anyway, Dane?
I think I've just defeated the 8th one.
Oh, nice. You're smashing it then.
Yeah, a couple of them like I was like, oh, that's kind of easy, and then you get to ones where you're just like, what the hell do I do here? But that's the fun of it, trying to work it all out, and just going through those environments, even though you don't really bump into anything along the way, it just looks so amazing. It's the sort of thing. Just if you could walk in the world of Colossus in VR, how amazing would that be? It just looks beautiful. Like you come across like a waterfall or something.
Have you done the flying Colossi?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my god! Like back in the day,
It's wicked.
like even if I want you to try it out, it gives me goosebumps. I love it.
Yeah.
But holding on to that thing, flying with the music, it's
Yeah.
it's next level, man.
It's amazing.
Like, yeah, it is
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, have
It
you
is
got to the point though yet where you don't want to kill the Colossi? Because I got up to I think I got to about boss 9, and it was kind of, I was like, I don't want to kill this Colossi. I don't want to kill any more of them, but to proceed the game you have to.
No,
and I think that's such a bit, that was really good. It's just like
I genuinely believed, or it was to save the girl, and that's what mattered most to me all the time. That's what mattered, and I don't want to do any spoilers, which I just thought about.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's what mattered to me all the time.
No, after about the 9th Colossi, I was just like, there's something wrong here, and it's just like, I don't want to kill these Colossi. I really don't. But to complete the game, it's just like, you got to. But the Colossi themselves are absolutely. The only one I think was I think it's the 5th one. Is that the one that's in a temple? Is the only one I thought was a bit cheap.
Big beardy man.
Yeah, there's one that's in a temple, and I was just like, this is a bit cheap. So,
guys,
I think.
Go on.
Yeah, man.
No, sorry, carry on.
Sorry, I was just going to say, yeah, he's like one of the ones that you look at and you go, oh man. But then I worked out the kind of gimmick of that fight quite quickly, so it wasn't as impressive for me. But yeah, right, let's crack on.
Then you've also got the Last Guardian VR experience thing as well.
Yeah, on
Love
PlayStation. That. Yeah, I love Ico and
wow,
that. Yeah, it's all good. By the way, South Memphis, thank you ever so much for the $3 donation. He's put character holding their head in their hand, saying, "How is it going?"
I missed that.
There you go. Thank you ever so much for the donation. Let's quickly run through what everyone's been playing this week. Where are we? Dead 2, I think someone just said is pretty good with the new content. It is absolutely amazing. I know a question to everyone. Limitless Gaming. What's the best solution you guys have found to extend the Quest battery life? Does anyone want to have a go at answering that one?
I haven't tried.
Okay.
Don't play it.
I did get a... Where is it?
Yeah, you've got different batteries. I mean, there's a couple of different things that will hold extra battery pack, and you just have a wire there, or you can have a wire into a battery in your pocket or whatever. Is that the one that straps to the back?
That is the one that killed my Quest.
The bad one?
That's the bad one. That's the one that I now can't charge my Quest with the official charge cable anymore.
Yep.
Killed it.
But basically, there is another one. It's also triangular shaped, and the added bonus is that it's supposed to balance out the
weight.
The weight, which obviously makes it feel a lot more comfortable. So
that's from Rebuff Reality, isn't it?
So I got one of these. This is what I use for when I go to game shows and stuff to charge my phone, and that is like £13 off Amazon, and it works completely fine for hours. Absolutely fine. The only thing
you just sellotape it to your head.
I'll just put it in my back pocket, but you could do. Yeah, I've seen people use them as counterweights. The only problem is now I've got Now I've got the Halo head strap. I can't do anything. I can't strap anything to it ever again. So, but that's my choice for that comfort mod. It's one of them.
Yeah, and of course, if you're actually playing linked up to a PC, then just hopefully you've got a good cable and a decent enough USB socket you're plugged into that will bring power into it as well. But if you're just playing standalone, just with the Quest, then the battery's the way to go, isn't it?
That's pretty cool. So Dark said he has no idea. He didn't know about Hyperdash existing, so that's awesome. We've done a good job there. Rydope said, hold on, Pavlov is coming to a Quest store. Yes, it is. Eventually. I think the date's gone into wherever now. No one's really talking about a release date for it, are they?
Well, the Corona thing has blown everything.
Yeah.
out of the
pieces.
water, and it's which we'll get into about a few games later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Everyone's talking about Oculus Reloading. Someone said they love Warzone. But as you said, yeah, that's from earlier. Cool. I must have missed some bits. There's been a lot of comments. But yeah, so Sal, so what have you been up to this week, my friend?
What have I been up to? Well, we had Buck3131's birthday party as well.
We did.
Which we jumped into a few things. I mean, obviously, we had your birthday stuff sort of like on there as well. So I did
Big
some
5-1.
games that I haven't actually done, which are older games like Bullets and More, Loco Dojo, and we did Rec Room, and that was between a lot of us. So that was really good fun. A load of different multiplayers. They're just good fun party games with the friends.
I honestly think
Then
drinking while playing poker in VR is superb. Like, I actually semi
yeah,
forgot.
I couldn't do the poker, unfortunately. I was sitting there saying stuff or whatever, but
You know the wonder of VR, like you forget where you are before you go into it sometimes.
Mm.
That kind of happened. It felt like I was at a table with these people.
Yes.
And it
we'll
was
get
awesome.
to that as well with some other stuff maybe later on about social apps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But along with that, I also had a go at Virus Popper.
Right, what's that about?
Which is it's free on Steam. It's a little educational virus avoiding neutralizing game. So it's free to play. I thought, oh, why not? It's basically a bash the things that are coming at you, avoid the viruses. So when you come into it, you've got to wash your hands with the soap to start the game off. You grab
For
things
20 seconds,
like
I take
some...
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to do 20 seconds for the game to start. So
Yeah.
you grab your soap for the normal mode, or you use the liquid soap for the hard mode.
Fair enough.
And wash your hands for your 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Then you're in with some antibac spray and like a little dishwashery thing, and you've got like scrubby brushes and floor washing brushes and toilet rolls, which you're supposed to avoid the toilet rolls because they can carry that, but they're not very good at, you can end up with one of them. But it was actually quite good fun. And it's just a little quick, fun, free game. It's done by, they do a strategy game, Star Blazers.
Oh, yes, okay, yeah.
So it's
I know
Star
you're right.
Blaze. When they came back, they was going to do a conference thing over in Taiwan or something. And it's one of the first events in the world that kind of got cancelled due to coronavirus. And they came back to America, and they was in lockdown immediately for two weeks quarantine. So they go, right, okay, what can we do? We'll build a new game in 2 weeks. And this is the game they built.
Cool. Excellent.
So, good fun little game. I got my link cable working again, found out what was wrong with that. And that's to do with some of the updates that happened. And you know where you do the tweak to make the link's resolution better?
Yeah.
You actually have to go in and put some new numbers into the background and go to the public beta test mode, the public test mode in
That might be Nat's
Oculus
problem
on
then,
the
or something.
desktop.
I know Nat's got a problem with the link at the moment.
No, I haven't got a problem with the link. I've got a problem with OBS.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So that's working again. So I got to do a quick bit of Automobilist 2. And that's just been updated again. And my God, that is getting so good. The force feedback is just, it's getting to another world point where I was sort of like, yes, this is great. They're heading down the right track with that game. I'm very, very, very pleased to say they are really starting to head down the right track.
Which is great when you've invested all that money in it as well.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where I've said in the past, and people go, "You spent how much on a race game?" And it's like, well, it was only $100. And then if you go to something with iRacing, where if you were to do like proper full-on seasons, like a proper race career in iRacing, then the first 2 years of you being in there, you're looking at spending about $1,300, $1,400
Really?
just on iRacing.
Right.
What?
Yeah. If you want to play full seasons and you want to work out so that you get the discounts, and that's what I mean. If you work out how to get the discounts in iRacing, you can make it so that you're spending that sort of amount.
Gotcha.
See, JD saying, no. It depends on if you're doing the full seasons of this, that, and the other. But you can spend that amount of money.
Super.
But hey, I found it really good though. Great game. What else did I do? Assetto Competizione, of course. New releasing stuff on that. That was feeling good as well. Got that tuned in, so the VR on my side was feeling okay on there. And I'm going to be racing a bit later, so that's about it, really.
Excellent. What about you, Nat? What did you get up to this week? You were saying...
Well, I haven't really played any VR, so I'm still, kind of not feeling all that well when I put on a VR headset. I get really lightheaded after about half hour, so... and you can't make an appointment at the doctor's at the moment for obvious reasons. So I'm not too sure how long that'll continue, whether it'll just clear itself up or I will have to end up going to see a doctor's. I've only played 2 games, although I did watch the last 2 episodes of The Mandalorian, which amazing TV show. And then I literally rewatched all 8 episodes straight afterwards as well.
I don't blame you. I could have done that.
Because that was, like I say, that's definitely my favourite show at the moment. Really does feel like Star Wars, and really there's no recognisable Star Wars characters in there.
Yeah.
That was really cool. But yeah, I've mainly played Dying Light and Red Dead Redemption 2. Dying Light, I wanted to finish the following DLC because I hadn't done that. I hadn't played that at all. And Red Dead Redemption 2, I kind of left off fairly early on. I think after like the 3rd chapter, because honestly, I was bored of the game. I was just like, it looks really good and it's all realistic, sort of like semi-realistic, and it's just like, yeah, you forgot the most important thing, and that was the fun part. I wasn't having a lot of fun with the game. And I'm not saying the game's bad or anything. It was just that for me, I wasn't having a lot of fun. But then I started experiencing a lot of issues with my external PS4 hard drive, and that's kind of stopped my gaming pretty much, because then I've had to switch, like Red Dead Redemption 2, I've had to put onto the main drive on my PS4, so that was a bit of annoyance, because that means I've got to spend over £100 getting a new hard drive for the PS4 just before the PS5 supposedly comes out as well, which is kind of a little bit of an annoyance there, but it is what it is. But yeah, like I say, that's really all I've been doing. So like I say, hopefully I'll be able to jump back into some VR, because I would like to really check out Echo VR tomorrow, because obviously that goes open beta tomorrow. So.
It does, yeah. We was going to bring that up, man. We can
Was
quickly
it tomorrow
talk.
or
no, it's
May
tomorrow.
the 5th. May the 5th, isn't it? I got told it was the 5th.
That'd be Tuesday, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and it's the 3rd today.
Let me just check. I've got it written down somewhere.
It's the 3rd today.
Yeah. Hold on.
So it'd be Tuesday the 5th.
Yeah, May the 5th. Yeah.
So it's not tomorrow, it's the day after.
That is correct. Star Man Day tomorrow, isn't it? May the 4th.
No, it's today. May the 4th today, isn't it?
No, it's May the 3rd.
No, it's the 3rd today.
Hey man, I'm in lockdown. I've got no idea what days are.
It's lockdown. What are days?
Jesus.
Days? Did they have something at some point?
Man, that's crazy.
Man, if I didn't have an alarm go off on my phone, I wouldn't even know it was Sunday today, mate. So.
Jesus. But everyone's agreeing with you about Mandalorian, and I do too. It was... Well, I got that Disney Plus thing, and I expected like Netflix to bang out the whole lot. And it was like, no, I forgot that feeling where you've got to wait to the next
Have
week.
they got the whole thing now?
They have
got the
now,
whole-
I think.
Yeah, now they
Right,
have,
so
yeah.
now's my time to jump on that and see that.
Yeah, it's really good. It is really good. It's very good. Also,
the other one, of course, I was going to bring up since we're doing TV
yeah.
shows, is Uploaded, which is on Amazon Prime. Anybody else watch it?
I started, but I didn't get around to finishing it or getting anywhere near actually the end of the first episode because I was just so busy.
Okay, I just watched the entire thing from start to finish yesterday.
Jesus,
It's one of those ones where I was like, yeah, that's doing me today.
How many episodes is that?
It's not that many. It's about I think it was a 10 episode streak till the end of it.
Right.
It was, fun to watch. I found it good. It's sort of a bit of a mix. It's a bit like a mix of The Good Place. So it has a bit of humor, has a bit of lightness to it. Very easy watching. So if you want to watch something that's quite easy watching, but does still have sort of like a deeper life, death meaning, there's some bits in it that are a little bit, did they really just do that? And then you just, after the fact, you kind of laugh it off. But yeah.
I like
it's quite interesting.
Alex VR says he's watching Westworld. Just started season 2. The VR game he said he's going to do is really good. You're going to love it, especially if you literally transition from the show to the game. It's very good.
I had a friend of mine who's watched Westworld, and he goes, "You'll love the first season," and he goes, "But when you watch the second season, you'll hate it."
Right.
He goes, "It completely changes." So, and I trust him because he knows what my tastes in.
I went off.
shows are
To
like,
be fair,
so-
I went off it as well. Season 2. I didn't get to finish it, but I loved the first season. I really did.
But it kind of
I'm
seems like
watching
Heroes
season
to me
2 at
that
the
way.
minute.
If you remember Heroes
I
when
do
that came
remember
out,
Heroes.
like the first season of
Yeah.
Heroes, I was I was all in. It was just like, oh, this is amazing. This is going to be, this is going to be my show for the next 5 years. And then I started watching season 2, and I was just like, did they hire new people to write this thing?
I
Didn't watch the first season because it was just like, no, this is all wrong. And it was just like, yeah, okay, one great season. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Oh, sweet. So yeah, what did I play this week? I played Echo Arena. I made a video on that. It was really good. Absolutely enjoyed it. The community welcomed me, which is really nice. Played Minecraft in virtual reality for the first time.
I got that.
Oh, by the way, Minecraft, as a note, because I saw that, you can actually add ray tracing to the VR version of that
Is it
Minecraft.
and I have heard that, but is it the ray tracing or is it a custom mod?
No, it's a different one. It's not using RTX's hardware.
Yeah.
So your frame rate is going to suffer. But they've got that working without RTX. So why have Nvidia not gone, okay, let's add the into the VR version with the RTX?
It'd be the Java version, wouldn't it? It'd be the Java version they'd have to.
Yeah, the Java version which you run the VR with. And you can actually also add path tracing to that, basically.
Nice.
So it would be good to have the hardware version because that would obviously do a lot better with it than just the Java version.
Then I checked out the Dan DLC for Arizona Sunshine on the Quest. Then I checked out Spire 1, the simulation update, which I thought was pretty cool. Then I've done Minecraft VR again, looking for stuff. And then I did Pottery late last night for some random reason. So yeah, it was good. What's up, Sals?
I was just reading Get to the Chopper's comment there.
Tech words. Yeah, I know what you say. Yeah, I feel like that sometimes. So let's.
But you and Pottery. So you were getting the pottery hands into the clay.
Yeah, it's a shame because when you read it, the description, it kind of looks like it's got hand tracking, and the pictures make it look like it has as well, but it doesn't. It just uses.
But it doesn't. That's rather disappointing. Yeah.
And someone told me it's basically the same game as what it is on the go. Because apparently it was on the go, you use one controller. But I surprisingly had fun, and that's the worrying. Like,
okay.
I played it and I thought this might be fun.
And do they have the music in your ear? Was Patrick there behind you? Just
that would make me Demi Moore.
Yeah,
would you
you
paint
look like
that?
Demi
Why
Moore
would
as
you
well.
paint that image? Why am I not Patrick Swayze with Demi Moore? Why is Patrick Swayze on me, South?
Because you were the one
Definitely
doing
more
the
of a
pottery.
demi.
Because one was
Right.
the ghost, you know.
Okay. Yeah. So, no, that didn't happen at all, and it was good. I'm glad that didn't happen. You know, it probably would have freaked me out a bit, but it was good fun. I don't know if it's worth $20 to be honest with you, but I did enjoy it. I did have fun with it.
Oh, I'm sure Mrs. GT could have got behind you and played with your pottery.
So yeah, that's it. Right. So anyway, let's go on to some news. A lot of this from Upload VR. If you don't follow them, definitely check them out. They are fantastic. We do source from other places, but Upload primarily are one of the best places for VR news. The release date for the PSVR version of The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners will be announced very soon, according to developer Skydance Interactive. And the company seems confident it will be up to snuff. That's not something I would have wrote. I should have actually changed that. But apparently it's going to be
that's
great.
brilliant.
Up to snuff. It's not so.
Never mind.
That's not a phrase I'm familiar with. He said, Peter Aikman, in a recent interview with VentureBeat, said, we are right now porting it to PlayStation VR, which is very, very soon announced. So the date's coming very, very soon, in the very near future. So yeah, and he said, and how does it play? But how does it play? We all know that as a great headset PSVR is, the PSVR that powers it doesn't match a VR-ready PC in terms of performance. But rest assured, Aikman says the port is shaping up very well. He's going to say that.
I was about to say, I would expect
He's
the
gonna
developers to say,
amazing.
my game is really, really good.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. I'll be very surprised if they say anything else.
It's like, no, it's rubbish,
I think
mate.
there's only one developer that's ever actually
It's
said
awesome.
that the game was terrible, and that's because the producers had fired them.
He said he plays. Yeah, he said he plays it daily on the PlayStation VR. That's good enough. That's a better thing to say. Do you know what I mean? Because if he's going back to it daily and he's enjoying it, that's really cool. And obviously, then you got the Oculus Quest version coming soon after. That's. I mean, I don't know if you boys will agree with me, but I think power-wise, the PlayStation has some better looking VR games than the Quest.
Yep.
I think the Quest will be the hard one out of them all. I can see why they've gone for PlayStation, but then you've got the tracking issue. So
I think they've both got their limitations and problems. So don't get me wrong. I think I'm really excited for PlayStation VR only owners to get hold of this game because I think they're going to have a fantastic time with it.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
I mean, one of the things.
Yeah, one of the things actually I did forget to say when when I was saying what I was playing this week is I got a very interesting email from PlayStation this week saying, asking me to do a survey because I hadn't used my PlayStation VR in an age.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And literally there was all these type of questions. Why are you not playing the VR? Is it games? Is it this? Is it time? Have you purchased other things and all this sort of stuff? So, I mean, I was 100% honest in it. I gave my reasons for, not playing the VR, but it for people that are wondering, well, Sony don't really care. I think that email and that survey does actually prove that they do. They've invested money into the PlayStation VR platform, and if you've stopped playing it, I'd be interested to know if anybody in the chat hasn't used their PlayStation VR in a while, and if they've received a similar email and survey just to sort of say, listen, we know you had a PlayStation VR. Why have you suddenly stopped using it? So.
Yeah, I was looking in the chat. Oh, Dark, thank you ever so much. Yes, it was my birthday. Thank you, duties, but happy birthday, geezer. Go!
Roll film. Make it rain.
Dude, thank you ever so much for that donation. Thank you, man. Yeah, I did have a good birthday, even though obviously you can't go anywhere. Mrs. GT made me a lovely cake and stuff. So that was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and someone said in the chat as well, why don't they? What did they say about the? It'd be interesting to see how they port Saints and Sinners. And I think Boy Brown wrote something about. I think they should have changed the graphical style for the Quest. I actually think the graphical style might suit the Quest because.
Yeah, it's not super realistic, is it? So.
I don't think so. I mean, you could probably drop some detail and some
the whole
shadows.
That cell shaded thing that you can work well with low poly counts and things like that still will look good.
Yeah.
The important thing for Saints and Sinners is really the physics models in there as well, because they got the physics models so good.
Yeah.
I think that can work on the Quest though. I obviously I've not played Walking Dead, and I've seen them firsthand, but I've seen obviously clips and like gameplay and stuff of it. And Lies Beneath, whilst obviously some people did have some issues with the physics, like a lot of us didn't. And I thought they reminded me as soon as I played that game, I thought this is what Saints and Sinners is going to be like. So even if it's to that level, I think it'll be more than enjoyable and more than stand up. But
When you
I know in
say
that
that,
article they do say things about concessions that they've got to make to get it running on Quest. But
I think when you say that,
we
makes
have cake.
a lot of sense
We
to
have
me.
cake.
Yeah, cheers, South Memphis. Yeah, I think
oh, here we go.
when I think about the graphics on Lies Beneath, it's not too dissimilar from what I think Saints and Sinners will look like on the Quest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, the Quest has, over time, and still the PlayStation did as well, it surprises you. Like, if you put on Astrobot now on PSVR, that stands up in my mind to anything on PCVR still. Resident Evil, still competent. Do you know what I mean? There's certain games that look fantastic on the PSVR, and I think that happens on the Quest for me as well. I'd say a game, Lies Beneath especially, like that game, I think there seems to be a very mixed... Does anyone know the review rating of Lies Beneath? I'll be really interested in the
Let me have a
topic
look.
of that, because for me, that game is a must-buy on Quest, in a way. If you like that genre, if you don't like the horror genre, no. But if you're interested in that,
It's really strong.
I think graphically, I think the length of gameplay, and I think the price, it wasn't an expensive game either when it came out. And there's a good challenge there. And it's hard. Like some technical difficulties aside, which they have tried to get rid of with the blacking out people were having. There were some odd issues. I think it's a really good game. I think it's a brilliant game, actually.
I think it's brilliant. I really think it's a well-deserved game. It's got 4.7 out of 5 over nearly 600 reviews. So
Is that on the Quest store?
That's on the Quest store, yeah. Very rated on the Quest.
I think it's a superb game. I really do. I loved it. And, you know, like I say, some games I play and I want to do playthroughs of, and I do enjoy them, but Lies Beneath constantly call to me. That's why on the channel you'll see me make a Lies Beneath video, and then a day later was another Lies Beneath video. You know, it was like that.
Getting back to The Walking Dead, though, and its PSVR release, obviously, I don't know, has any other game got the same physics level on the PSVR?
No.
To your mind?
No.
Not a
Because
chance.
in my mind, the future, the next level we'll get is The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, their physics mixed in with Half-Life and Boneworks.
Oh.
You can combine the best physics from those games, and it is, as the developers of The Walking Dead said, that's where I think the next level is to come for games and physics interaction. When you get the best of those three games mixed into one game.
Yes, because like
that, I think, is going to be the next moment where it blows your mind.
I think the VR
and
weapons
for PSVR to just get that.
Yeah. I hope that really happens. You're right. I hope that transitions to PSVR, because the combat, the weapons, not necessarily the character movement in Walking Dead, because that's where I always think Boneworks leaps ahead.
That's sort of like why I say
mixture.
Between those three games, they all have moments where they are best of, but none of them are the best.
I don't know, man.
Collectively,
I still think out of them all, Boneworks
they still have elements that, like, Boneworks does not get the physical feeling of when you hit something or stab something as good as it is, or as satisfying as it is in
The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the same goes for Half-Life. Half-Life doesn't have that actual physical element there. So you need the Walking Dead's physics part there with the absolute everything is fixable or movable, or, a physical object of Boneworks, mixed with the extra level of polish and some of the better walking mechanics of Half-Life and reaction mechanics of Half-Life, and the graphical power and stuff like that of Half-Life as well. So you've got parts from each of those three engines, which would make an absolutely mind-blowing combination where you're going to go, that's what I was looking for. Or for me personally, that's what I think that's the next bit to come. That's where it's heading from this early day. Get those 3 elements right from those games, and it'll be absolute win.
Yeah, I do agree with you. If you can nitpick certain elements of each one, you can make a fantastic game. South Memphis, thank you ever so much for that donation, dude. A slice of pink birthday cake with purple icing and a candle.
Goal!
I love the fact.
Is it again?
I love it. You can actually hear Anna Ribera go, haha, every time if you listen carefully.
I can't hear that, unfortunately.
For eternity, you're going to hear, haha. You know what I mean? Where are we next? So, we're going to take a look at Sony reveals research for next generation of finger-tracked controllers. Tracking finger movement for natural interaction using hands is commonly studied. For vision-based implementations or finger tracking in virtual reality applications, finger movement is occluded by a handheld device which is necessary for auxiliary input. Thus, tracking finger movement using cameras is still challenging. I'm just going to quickly flip over to this film so you can see what these guys are talking about. It's quite an interesting vid actually, and it does get you quite excited for PSVR 2. What could be the potential? So I'm going to leave our audio on, guys, if you want to hear it while it's playing. Where is the? I don't know if there's any sound in this video or not. I haven't personally watched it. But yeah, finger tracking controllers using capacitive proximity sensors on the surface are starting to appear. However, research on estimating articulated hand pose from curved capacitance sensing electrodes is still immature. Therefore, we built a prototype with 62 electrodes and recorded training data sets using an optical tracking system. We have introduced a 2.5D representation to apply convolutional neural network methods on a capacitive image on a curved surface. And 2 types of network architectures based on recent achievements in the computer vision field were evaluated with our dataset. We also implemented real-time interactive applications using the prototype and demonstrated the possibility of intuitive interaction using fingers in VR applications. If that meant anything to anyone, good luck to you.
It means it ain't easy to do.
No,
Let's put it that way.
but it looks phenomenal what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously where the Index is trying to do the same sort of things. It's the same sort of technology, that capacitive technology, which is just measuring different values out from set points and whatever else. And it's all about finding the calibration points and the mathematics between them and stuff like that. So it's all cool stuff, but yeah, it's complete brainiac math time.
Mate, when it got to capacitance, there was a couple of words in there that remind me of something from Star Trek, which is pretty cool.
Capacitors.
But yeah, I did actually understand. I did understand quite a bit of that
capacitors.
actually when I read it earlier, which I was pretty proud of. But I won't go too into it. But
Look at that.
It does just.
I wonder if that headset is actually the prototype for PSVR 2 then.
It says Vive on it.
Is it
Yeah,
Vive?
it's Vive.
Oh, okay. But I didn't see it said Vive. Oh, well.
Oh yeah,
and they've got
original
Vive packs that they're using there.
Yeah.
For tracking. So you do have to realise a lot of R&D still do use Vive more.
Man, I'm just so excited for PSVR 2. I feel like I don't do enough PSVR these days. You know, I miss it. And you know, and as you know, their actual
their streaming side is so much easier than everyone else's. That's the funny thing.
Yeah. And they're exclusive.
There's
man.
some great games. The exclusive games are brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, I do wonder whether the technology is the thing that holds developers back now. You know, whether they go, it's a bit hard to make that game. You know, I don't know. Makes me wonder.
How long is this?
I have no idea. I have no idea, man. I personally could watch this crap all day, but
yeah,
I'm like, that looks absolutely savage.
Yeah, man, that does look pretty amazing.
But yeah,
I do really wonder like how hand tracking games are going to work in terms of like when we play game controllers and buttons. What's GTC now?
No, I'm listening. Sorry. The bloody the salsa thing transitioned by accident.
It's still going.
It's still going. Oh my god.
Endless
bad.
loop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, you saying that?
No, sorry. I was going to say, yeah, I wonder how games are going to work. So hand tracking looks amazing, right? If you can use your hand, like we want it on the Quest, obviously it's looking like it's going to come to PSVR 2. Like you said, all the different controllers and different companies are trying to get it to work. But I wonder how amazing it's going to be if you don't. I wonder how they're going to UIs and stuff. So because when you play games, you've got buttons you can do, go into menus, you've got loads of different things you can do. That you couldn't necessarily do if you're just using your hands. You're more limited to what you can actually do, if that makes sense.
Right.
So I'm really curious to see how all these kind of aspects work, and how they're going to kind of balance that, still having a fully fledged game. So imagine like, I don't know, Skyrim, for example, with hand tracking. Think of all the menus and the different things you can do that. You got magic, you got inventory you need to manage. How's it going to work with a game that focuses on hand, as opposed to any buttons and stuff like that? So I'm just generally curious. That's just something I was thinking about.
Yeah. Yes, mate.
I mean, it's one of the things where we're saying like the index controller is built to do this type of stuff as well. It doesn't always get it quite right, but
I don't really like it. I don't actually find them that comfortable.
I've started to get I got a bit more used to them the last time I used them. I guess soon enough I will get used to them because I'll use them more quite soon. Still haven't got my letter to allow me to buy it yet, but I'm guessing how many weeks? About 4 weeks left till I should be able to purchase my index.
Oh, right, okay. What are you waiting for? Sorry.
The index.
What, there's a queuing system, is there? Kind of thing?
Yeah.
Right. And that's and you get given a number sort of thing, and they say.
Well, no, they say we'll contact you when we're ready to let you order.
Oh my god. Okay.
So myself, I started eight weeks, so about 4 weeks ago. Buck has probably another 4 or 5. German Rifter, I think, has got some. I don't know. We'll see more or less. So,
Right. Okay. Cool, man. Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to. I'm assuming you're going to do an unboxing and a review when you get it and stuff.
Well, I probably will wait a little bit until my house goes through in the mortgage for when I'm moving, because, as you know, there's a lot more involved with setting up something like the index, where you've got the base stations that need to go in and stuff like that. So instead of installing maybe the base stations, if I'm still here when I get it,
you're going to wait.
I would wait, because then I'll be setting it up in a more dedicated play space.
Yeah.
So it'd be easier to do than trying to set up in here and having a nightmare. So.
Yeah, I gotcha. In other news this week, David Hayter, the voice of the amazing Solid Snake from the Metal Gear series, he's now been like put out in the open now. He is going to be in Phantom Covert Ops as the all-round bad guy, General Zorov, I think it's pronounced. But we got the trailer, so let's quickly take a look at that.
They left me for dead. But death is not my destiny. We are the inevitable tide, and the time has come for us to rise. The Great Flood, purifying the lands, returning us to the rightful, natural order.
Nikolai Zhurov, back from the grave.
Those who stand before us will be cast aside, powerless against our might. We are vast, boundless, as wild and untamable as the open ocean. This time, Nothing can stand in our way.
And we're back. Cool, guys. Yeah, what amazing news. When Daniel shared that with me when I visited End Dreams, I was like, mate, this is crazy. And F Reality did an interview with David Hayter. If you don't watch that podcast, it is amazing. And it is on Saturdays. If you're in Britain, it's like 6 p.m. time. And the best bit about that whole interview, for me, like I love the talking to David, but they actually did like an animation from Metal Gear Solid where you have Solid Snake on the codec, and they obviously got him to say something like, "You should be watching the F Reality podcast," and I was like, "Oh my god, man, that is amazing! Like that is so incredible." And then I spoke to Mike. I was like, "Dude, how did you not tell me you spoke to him?" And he said, "Oh, it's been a busy week." I was like, "What the fuck? Mate, like that's
so
stuff of legend. That's stuff of legend."
Merrill.
Merrill. Yeah. So, yeah, it's great news. More good news for an amazing game. I did read some comments in their podcast with some people saying they're worried about getting hyped for the game. From what I've played, and obviously I can't detail it, I think this is one of those games you can safely look forward to. I really do. Because I've also seen a lot of the thought that is going into this. This isn't going to be one of those, this looks great, but it's thin. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be, this looks great, and there's a lot going on, and there's a lot to do. And yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. Are you guys looking forward to this game?
Yeah, definitely.
Man, my hype was already up there, and then it's gone like through the stratosphere now.
Yeah,
It's been a massive, like, lifelong, like Metal Gear Solid series, like next to Final Fantasy, like 7 and stuff like that is my favorite games of all time. And that voice is iconic. Obviously, David Hayter doing that's like the only voice actor I could ever name, but he's just so iconic.
Yeah,
like so many.
what,
That's probably the same for a lot of people as well.
Do you know what, you said that now? I think you're right. I don't think I could name. Yeah, like off the top of my head, I could probably point out people and go, "Oh, who's that guy?" And go, "Yeah, I know him." Like, and know the look of his face, maybe, or a couple of days. But yeah, I wouldn't. I think you're right. I don't think I could name someone. And obviously, with that guy, if you watch either IGN or F Reality, they both got a podcast. The question and answers are quite similar because there's only certain things you're going to be asking about the game.
Yeah.
It's great. It's just great. And hearing it, you know he's going to smash that particular character as well, really well. So, what are your memories of Metal Gear, Nat? I bet you was a big fan of that game, weren't you, back in the day?
I am. The thing that always kind of surprised me, especially now in the sort of like the era of the remake, is that they haven't remade the first Metal Gear Solid. Because as good as that game is, I mean, its gameplay elements are of its time.
Yeah.
And it could quite easily I mean, the thing that kind of proved to me that it could definitely transition to a modern looking game was when you go back to Shadow Moses in Metal Gear Solid 4 Gun of the Patriots.
Yeah.
That was just like, oh, please, will you remake Metal Gear Solid 1 for me? And have it look like this?
Didn't they do like a remake on the Cube?
Yeah, but it was pretty much the same. Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't like a remake; it was like an HD.
No, it isn't like sort of like where they've gone like Resident Evil 2 to the Resident Evil 2 remake and Final Fantasy 7 remake. Against Final Fantasy 7, where they've kept the sort of like the heart of the story. And they haven't messed around too well. Obviously, with Final Fantasy 7, it sounds like they did, but they just updated the graphics and the actual gameplay loop, so it was more in tune with a more modern audience. So, and that just seems like a no-brainer to me. But unfortunately, if it was Capcom, it would have been made by now. It's as simple as that. Yeah. The problem is it's owned by Konami, and they decided they wanted to do Metal Gear Survive. And
it's because they had all that Kojima, wasn't it? So I think that's probably what it is.
Well, it's got nothing to do really with Kojima to do the remake. You don't need the original guy there. You've got the story, you got the beats, you know what needs to happen. All you need to do is have a team that's passionate about it and make the damn thing.
Yeah.
And it would sell. It would sell gangbusters because that story is still, an amazing story. Don't get me wrong. Metal Gear Solid 3 is still my favourite. Snake Eater is still my favourite Metal Gear game. Because I just thought that was so unique.
Snake Eater.
But
Someone
yeah,
asked if it's
great.
cross-buy. It is cross. Oh, Dane's already answered. Yeah, it's cross-buy, and it's got cross-save, which I think is a really big deal because you can actually play your game at home like I would on my Oculus Rift S, and then I can take my game with me on the Quest, and if I wanted to, I could play it elsewhere. And that, I think, is a really big deal because that, in a way, is what my Quest is for. I don't use it for the link. I like my Quest to be wireless. You know, that's my thing. It's a mobile headset. I can play it downstairs, whatever. I can take it to work. So yeah, that's where for me this makes complete sense. Right, so what else have we got today? It's hard to move on from that, really. It's pretty cool. Half-Life Alyx catapults VR headsets on Steam to 2 million users. Now, when I first read this, I was a bit perplexed by the percentages. In April, the percentage of Steam users with a VR headset increased from 1.29% to 1.91%. Likely down to the success of Half-Life Alyx. And I was a bit like, are we celebrating that? That is such a small percentage. But as Upload said, 1.91%, 1.91% may not sound like a lot, but comparing it to other currently niche items on hardware surveys, it shows PC VR is off to a great start already. In fact, if the current trend keeps up, within 2 months we expect more Steam users will use a VR headset than a 4K monitor. That's cool. Like, that's big.
That is cool.
We're close to that already on Steam. I mean, if you look at the percentages, there is I think with the release of Half-Life Alyx, it went up to like 1.9 something percent. Was it 1.9%?
Oh, I can't remember.
No.
It's about 1.9%. And the number of people with 4K gaming monitors hooked up is only about 2.1%. So we're close.
Yeah.
We got close on the release of Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a big deal.
It is kind of a big deal. But you know what is a big deal? I bloody forgot the bloody VR news intro.
Oh.
Shame.
It's all right, I just played it. Skeever, thank you. He's put great show, guys. Cheers, man. Thanks for showing up. Absolutely incredible. You got to love that. Thank you, man. How you doing?
Like a double whammy.
I can never get bored of that. I need Boy Brown says smooth. You know what it's like on this show, man. This is the people's show. Yeah, it might not be perfect. It's like going around your mate's house and watching something. That's the best animation ever, says Skeever. That is superb. What else have we got? Yeah, I use Virtual Desktop with my Quest as well. Works great. I have used Virtual Desktop. A lot of the guys in the Discord use Virtual Desktop, and some of them, I think Boy Brown might be one of them, is using a Shadow PC and Virtual Desktop to use the Quest. So there's a PC VR headset.
Wow, mind blown. I would just be hating the lag.
Well, obviously you can't have any. You can't have too much. If that's the case.
You can't have too much. It does depend on the games that you go there, but you know, for me, I just found that I had too much lag, but that's because I've got an older router.
He's got a 2.4 gigahertz connection. He does need a 5 gigahertz.
Boom.
Monocle.
Well, I can make a 5 gigahertz
Monocle.
connection to the computer only.
Yes.
But that didn't have the strength. It didn't have the transmission strength.
I might design my own router. Yeah.
I designed my own router. That's beyond
Tech.
Sweet. Where are we now? Crash Course. A custom level Half-Life Alyx is now available. Personally, I've only checked out Wolfenstein and what else did I check out? The Wave mod, which is pretty cool. In the video of Wolfenstein is an installation tutorial, which is very simple. That's the reason I made the tutorial, because it is so easy. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to checking this out. I think Mike said it's really good. Mike from the other ways said it's really good. So if he, and I know how much he loves Half-Life, so this is apparently like the next level up of custom content. You know, there's a bit of a story in it. There's character animations and stuff in it. So Yeah, that looks cool, but I still want Counter Strike. I'd love someone to make VR Counter Strike. That'd be amazing. Mark Zuckerberg says Oculus Quest has surpassed our expectations. I don't know what his voice is like. I couldn't even do an impression of him saying that. Facebook is a solidly ad-driven business, but Oculus products are driving growth in the company's other category of venue. Oculus Quest, in particular, was mentioned in the company's last quarterly earnings in January as driving growth, while Oculus products were reportedly mentioned as leading to the first quarter revenue of $297 million. So in that other category, $297 million, which is up 80%. Christ, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
That's dollar. That's dollar. But the amount of dollars that have been spent in development is huge. So you count 297 million compared to the billions.
That's crazy, man. So I bet when he saw in figures, he was like,
I don't think they've spent billions on development.
That was how Mark Zuckerberg would have reacted to
from
that.
the start. Yeah, they have. I mean, you think of what are we getting on, girl?
Sounds as though moo.
Oh boy.
Yeah, mate.
I have no disbelief in them of spending billions on research so far.
Do you think they make money on quests? I mean,
eventually, yeah. At the moment, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of technology that's packed into these headsets.
$500.
The money, I think, is software.
£500 gets you the 128. The touch controllers alone, how much are they to buy separately? If one broke,
They were
I think
100.
I think they're about £100.
So £100. So that makes the Quest a 128 gig model £400. It just doesn't really make too much sense. All in one, standalone. That's it. Job done. I think it's really good value.
Yeah, it is.
Monkified, no, they won't give us any numbers. I don't think Facebook has put out any numbers on the Quest.
No,
No,
they haven't yet.
the only company that's ever done it is Sony with PlayStation VR.
Yeah. What did they hit? They're on 10 million now, aren't they?
No, they're on 5 million.
Five.
Are they?
Five.
I thought they went up.
Yeah, 5
No.
was the last official number.
I think it's
out.
5.2 or something like that. So,
Yep.
I could have swore I had read 9.
but no, they're nowhere near 10.
Oh, well.
Sorry.
About that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought it was
It's still not. I mean,
It's an insane number. Let's be honest.
Yeah. 10 million in the world for total headsets. Maybe because the Quest has been killing it, but everything is sold out. At the
are
moment.
you saying that the PSVR? Do you think the Quest? Do you think the PSVR is still selling more than the Quest?
Yeah, it has.
But no one knows the numbers
Selling.
of the Quest sold, though.
No, I don't know about. I would most probably say they're about neck and neck at the moment. PSVR sales have definitely declined now. I think people know that I mean, a lot of people are waiting on the PS5 announcement and hopefully going to get more information about what that means for PSVR. I don't think they're going to mention PSVR 2 whatsoever with the PS5 announcement. But I think they will mention both in terms of the backwards compatibility of PS4 titles and what that also means for PSVR. It wouldn't even surprise me if they turn around and say what we've been thinking that they might do, that certain games like No Man's Sky, that GT Sport and stuff like that, get upgrades for you playing that game on the PS5. But yeah, as I mean, the one thing I always kind of look at is the Kinect, which was deemed a big success in terms of a hardware
Sales
thing, but
it
hardware
was as well,
sales sold, what was it, 10 million?
Got in the Guinness Book of Records, didn't it, or something?
Yeah, it sold 10 million, but the software support was absolutely abysmal. It was terrible, and hardly anything worked. I think the one few thing that did work was the Star Wars game. And
Hold on,
Dance
Connect
Central.
Adventures. Connect Adventures was good.
Connect Adventures worked. So you had like about 3 games that actually worked on it.
Yeah, it was about
But
2 or
then
3
if you actually look at the software support that PlayStation VR has received, and yes, we moan about it that there isn't enough support, but you know, it's still a ton more support than Kinect was getting, 3 years down the line.
And
also
actually,
PSVR sold.
people saying like Monkified sales for PSVR must be dead. I don't think sales for
No, it's not dead.
PSVR
Not
must
dead.
be dead
No.
because it's still really cheap. If you have a if you have a PlayStation and you're wanting to get into VR now, it's still the cheapest route for you to go. Right, I'll have that, and you see this from the Reddit and stuff like that. There are still people that go, "I've joined the VR club type thing here. Look, here's all the stuff that I bought."
Yeah, I'm still getting messages on my videos. So
yeah, you still get those messages and you still get that feedback because there's a lot of people out there yet to join in on experiencing VR.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
loads.
It's still the
a
cheapest route in, especially since you've got well over 100 million PS4 units out there.
Yeah.
And you can spend 200 quid and there's a VR headset that is really, has got some really great stuff on it.
I think the Quest launch actually helped. It helped push some more sales for PSVR, and I think the reason for that is because everyone saw the Quest getting advertised all over Facebook. Obviously, Oculus and Facebook are like that. Obviously, they're one, and then people would go, "Oh, wow, that looks really cool. Actually, how much is that? 400, 500 quid. Shit, that's quite a lot of money." And they go, and then they get into conversation with anyone that mentions VR. You search VR, you see PSVR, it's like 150 quid. It was on crazy sales with bundles of a bunch of games, the best of. If people did a little bit of research, they would have gone, "Oh well, there's this option here. I've already got my PS4. That looks well cheap." And if no one's saying PSVR is bad, so I think that would have carried on. Those sales would have carried on a bit. But obviously, Quest itself has sold a lot. No one knows what number is. I don't think 5 million in such a short space of time.
I think it's made a massive impact, and so you've got obviously pure Quest content channels now. I've never seen so many new VR news channels now, and predominantly they advertise Quest. It does. I know they chuck in the odd bit here and there, but primarily even just going through thumbnails, it will be a picture of a Quest on there somehow. Because maybe the audience is
because that's what a lot more people are being introduced to. Because
it's tags, it's searches, isn't it?
It's an easy way to go in on anything. If you just go right, there's no wires, there's no nothing, bam, easy done. You just go.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. So Virtual Waypoint brings up a thing. He says, "Will there ever be a Quest competitor?" And if there is, I think there will be because there's money's been made. But I just don't think they'll ever have that. I don't think they'll ever have the
Pico Nico.
I don't even think they'll have that.
Well,
that thing the Quest does for the price.
The Focus. There is the Vive Focus.
Yeah, how much is that?
Oh, we can't get it over here.
Right,
it's a lot more, but it's in China. It's massive. In China, you don't have the Quest side because in China they've sold this through schools, universities, businesses. Everything.
Yeah,
that's why Viveport is viable in Asia and all of that because of the Chinese market, really.
So you think is that in your mind that is the Quest contender?
Yeah, out there, but that's because they only sold it out there, and it was available before Quest. They had lots of this before Quest.
Yeah,
but it was never sold to the West.
But it does a lot so right, doesn't it? Like. I think, apart from the comfortability, I think that's the main factor for me is the comfortability of the Quest. I think the controllers are fantastic. And as you said earlier, the amount of technology packed into it. Like Jim is just getting one now. He is going to have his mind blown. I know he is. Because a lot of people, and I don't, I know PlayStation people sometimes don't like hearing it, but there is a big difference.
We've got a new member there.
Have we got a new member?
Skeever.
Oh, Skeever, thank you ever so much. He's a channel member.
He deserves a salsa.
The thing I got to wonder about is...
So what you got to remember, right, there is a delay. There's a delay between Salsa seeing it. I might have to get like a Salsa head on a stick so he knows when I'm playing it. I'll go... Because there's a 10-second delay between him realising I'm doing it. But thank you ever so much for supporting the channel, man. Thank you. And all the other channel members out there with GT on their names. Thank you ever so much. Sorry, Nat, you was going to say.
Yeah, I was going to say the problem with having a Quest competitor is you got to look at who's going to fund it.
I see.
It's not going to be an independent. HTC seem to be all over the show at the moment. They would be the obvious one. I know what Salsa's saying about the Focus, but it's really not a competitor at all. Steam aren't going to do it because they're in the PC business. The only two companies that might bring out a Quest competitor, one would be Nintendo, who are looking at VR. So they might do it, but the easiest company I see that making a Quest competitor is the company that's already a competitor, and that's PlayStation with PSVR 2. That if they do a Switch type system to a PSVR 2, where you can play games separate from the PlayStation 5, but if you kind of similar to a Quest Link, put it into the PS5, suddenly, okay, these games will work for it, and you'll get more out of them.
I think that's a good direction for Sony to go down as well. I do honestly believe that as well.
Yeah, Monkfight just said, what about Microsoft? You can't
they
forget
care.
Microsoft. They will do, though, eventually.
They've already written it off,
But Microsoft already had headsets, and they messed up the entire idea of what VR was, because nobody knew what they was talking about when they talked about MR. They were sort of like, they messed the entire field up.
Well, the problem with Microsoft you've got is they don't want to be a leader, they want to be a follower, and they've already come out and said that once VR gets to a certain point, then we'll jump into VR. Whereas I think a lot of people forget how big a leap of faith Sony took with PlayStation VR.
Oh yeah,
because no one was asking for VR. You had the Oculus Rift and stuff.
Yeah, you're
no
right.
one's really asking for it, and literally Sony sort of said, you know what, we think we can offer new and interesting experiences with PlayStation VR. And the one thing that you knew that they were serious about it is, we're going to sell the headset, but we are never going to sell it at a loss. We're going to make sure that even if we only make $10 on it, that every PlayStation VR headset we make a profit on it, and then it comes all down to the game. And that's the one thing. You can sort of say, well, PlayStation VR is definitely slowed down, but you get a good game out, like when Iron Man VR comes out.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
There'll be a bump in sales, and I think it was UGT that said if they did a PlayStation VR headset with Iron Man decals and stuff like that, a red and gold headset.
Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? I mean,
you
put it on your head.
You're going to have people that buy
imagine that.
The special edition.
Red and gold.
I mean, come
fantastic.
on. You know, I've still got version 1. The version, my version 1 is gotten a bit too worn now. I think where the inside the fabric wears.
Yeah.
You get little bits that are starting to.
Mine's right, man.
On the forehead bit, it starts to wear a bit if you've used it that much. But that's maybe not on his, but it is on mine.
Oh no, I was just saying this is the version 2. I didn't know whether there was a big difference.
Oh yeah, no, the version 1.
Yeah.
Just that it's got worn out. If there's a special edition that's coming out of an Iron Man one, I might be sort of like, oh, that's really cool. I've got to buy me
with Iron Man controllers, and the Move controllers be going blue.
Yeah, just to have the Iron Man one. That would be really
I think that's one of the biggest mistakes they've always made anyway. And when I tell people about PSVR, and it's a bit gutting when you're trying to, because I get, obviously like most of you and probably all of you, when you're talking to someone about virtual reality, you get excited. So you go, oh yeah, play this, get this, get it. You go, yeah, it's only 200. Look, have a look. You typing it in. Look, 250 quid. Get yourself a bundle. Do I need anything else?
Go, oh, that's a lot of money. You're a rich boomer.
They'll go. What else do I need? Is that everything? And you'll go, oh, I need the Move controllers. And then you put them in, and those suckers are so bloody expensive. I hate promoting the Move controllers. I do. Yeah. They're too expensive, mate, for what they are and how old they are.
I just want.
And then they'll be like, I want to play FPSs. I want to be able to play really good shooting games. Well, you want the aim controller.
The aim controller, in my mind, is a really great product, but I don't know if it's a massively successful product because I don't see many titles utilising it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Bumps me.
Crisis 2, I think V Brigade's got it, isn't it? Support.
It has, yeah.
Yeah, I
want a £5 game.
I want to check that out, man. That's going to be wicked.
I just want to say something about South Memphis in the chat. Is asking if Nintendo would allow something like Gorn type violence in VR, and I think they would because it is cartoonish. It's over the top violence. Isn't they're cartoony type characters, so you would get away with it. And if you actually look at the Nintendo Switch, it's definitely got adult content. So
Yep.
I think Nintendo,
Thank you.
for good and for bad, have definitely got this look of them that they are a kids console, and
Yeah.
they're not. They never have been. It's just they do really cutesy characters, but some of their games are sort of like Bayonetta is definitely not a cutesy character. Bayonetta, and I'm really looking forward to Bayonetta
Resident
3
Evil.
whenever that's coming.
Resident
Evil 4 obviously was exactly.
That's
that was
always
theirs.
been on there. What was that Nightmare one they did as well on the GameCube? And it was like you hallucinated while playing the game. Like it made.
You got to get it running again.
Mick, get ready, salsa. Go! He's waiting for it. Look at the delay.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get a sign, a flashy red sign. Salsa is up. Yeah, so what we got? I got PSVR Move controllers 250 quid during Black Friday. Yeah, that's a beautiful price. I got my Move controllers for £5 each. Because
I already had them for the PS3.
Yeah, exactly.
I got one for free and one for 10 quid, and the other for a spare one for 20.
Nice.
I'm actually going back to those controllers, those finger tracking controllers that we've got. I wonder if PlayStation would actually just launch with a standard controller, obviously with thumbsticks. I think they realise their mistake now. Thumbsticks, and maybe have those finger tracking controllers as something that they launch a little bit later down the line. Because I if you talk the amount of people that I know that where you've said to people, if Sony had come up with new Move controllers that include, or a new Move controller style stick that included analog sticks, would you have got them? Because I remember doing a video on that, and in my comments it was just like yes. And I do think that has definitely hurt Sony not offering a controller that is up to the level of the Oculus Touch controllers and stuff. So, and all it would take, it's like keep all your sticks and buttons that you got at the moment. Just give us analog sticks.
Yeah.
How many more games would have been much more enjoyable with the sticks?
All of them.
Jimith has just discovered Hyperdash, by the way.
Oh, bless him.
There we go.
I mean, I know he wouldn't play it though while the show's on. He's not like that. So,
Yes, he did.
I'm sure.
I think he did.
Yes, I think he did.
I think he has.
So I'm going to have to get you to do
him.
another one that goes,
Go!
No! That'd be.
Well, you just did it for me, so it's you that did it. You just need to get the full on into the camera there.
GT's just a cheap imitation.
Of
We
what?
want the real deal.
Eternal Darkness, Boy Brown. That's the game. So you'd be playing it, right, on the GameCube, this game, when we were talking about games that Nintendo are a little bit out there. This game is like a horror game, and you get, like, I think it might have done, it sort of guessed that your channel had changed on its own, or the volume went up on its own, or down, for example. And I guess depending on the UI on your TV, it could trick some people into thinking, what's going on here? Why has this changed? Or the controls reversed. There was all these little things, kind of reminding me when, back when Metal Gear Solid done the vibrating controller. What was his name? What was the guy who done the vibrations with the controller? Oh,
So what, Psycho Mantis?
Psycho Mantis. Do you remember? And it was like, put your controller on the floor.
Yeah.
I'll show you my power. And he put the controller on the floor and it moved, and everyone was like, Jesus, this is amazing. And then what else did you have? The back of the CD case for the code. Do you remember that?
Oh, there was so much stuff with that. Yeah, and he would read your memory card and be like, "You like playing this game, and you spent too long playing this game."
yeah.
And they did it in the second one as well, didn't they?
It was so good.
Yeah, man.
I was gutted though. When I played Metal Gear Solid the first time, I actually rented it, so I didn't have the CD case. I
didn't even look at it for so long. Like I was like, CD case, because in the game you pick up. I remember you have an item that's like a CD. So in the menu, I was staring at it. I was like, "There's got to be there somewhere."
Oh yeah,
I think I spent days not even thinking about the CD case, and I was walking around. I think the game eventually gives you a clue.
Where was you walking
or
around?
a hint or something, but like in the game, sorry, I was like,
oh, right.
I was like,
yeah.
Is there ever something I've missed? And I think my brother came in and he was like, it says look on the back of the CD case. And he picked up the
yeah,
game.
you dummy.
I was like, why would you think of that? I was like, that's not normal.
Yeah.
He's like, of course it is. It says to do it.
Someone asked about the Go Quest VR.
Got another donation.
Oh,
Thank you, Scott.
God, here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Nice.
We're waiting.
Alex DeForest says, GT, would that head strap stay in place for 5 movements? I use it for every game on the Quest. Every game. Any video you see. I was all over VR Cover, actually. They had a rear pad, which literally fixed a lot of problems for me. But the Halo head strap, just next level, really. It is as good as this. It's not... No, is it as good as this? It is as good as this, especially for what you're talking about with movements and stuff. But the padding's a bit softer on this, on the PSVR.
Yeah, I kind of just
Need
wish
to get
that
one.
you could actually just have an extra counterweight with the VR cover
honestly,
as well.
man, honestly, with this strap and this tightened up on the head, it's superb. Like, it just changes the Quest completely. Someone also asked me in the comments the other day about the Franken Quest. Is it better than the Franken Quest? I haven't used the Franken Quest. I don't know. And the reason I didn't use the Franken Quest is because it was bloody expensive.
Yeah, you're
and it was
talking
sold out a lot.
It's like, yeah, sold out a lot. So
Yeah, and they sold out.
you're talking about the HTC Vive Pro head strap, which is like £100.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like, what? So
Cryptica. Oh, mate, he remembers. He's just put stroke. Cryptocrim. Oh, when Nat said that last week. Oh, that made me crease up.
Killed us all, I think.
It did. Yeah, so
Was it
in my mind, that
full head
GoQuest thing, I think it's $50 for that. They also sell an Oculus Link cable, which is superb, which is 5 meters for $28. So in my mind, what are you missing out on? At the end of the day, I spend a lot of time in virtuality. The only complaint I've got about it is one of the best things about the Quest out of the box was the fact you could just slip it on.
Right.
That, you know, and off and off and off and again. Have I missed a video? Have I missed a donation?
No, I don't think so, man.
Scott Merrill.
did you do with?
You did, you did that one.
Did
Yeah.
I?
You mentioned.
Yeah.
You called it out.
Just play it again, just in case.
Scott, run, guys. Great show as
GT's
always.
making it up.
3 times, people. Thank you very much, Scott.
You missed 20 donations in the row, GT.
Oh, what?
Catch up.
South, yeah. Relive it for us. But I want you to fall off your chair at the end. Oh, mate, I tell you, I'll never forget that when it actually happened live. I think Dave made a little video about that as well. Yeah, there was one more bit of news about, I don't know if we spoke about it last week. Pistol Whip is now coming to PSVR and is going to be released in summer. Sal, so you picked up some stuff on this, I believe, some news on this.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think everybody's picked up some news on this. That is coming in summer, but in the meantime, on PC, we still have one new free scene coming each month, basically. So there's one new scene coming out. It released with 10 scenes.
Right.
How many scenes are we up to now? Like 14?
14, I think.
Yeah.
So we've got 14 scenes already. They added some extra modes in.
Yep.
PSVR should release with all of that.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. I didn't know. Have they
Yeah.
confirmed that at all, that it's going to get all the DLC or not?
Yeah, I
Pretty
presume
certain I've
so. They
seen that
didn't-
before.
You know, but then we don't know if they're going to continue how much longer the that model of releasing scene month on month is going to come, because at some point surely they've got to say, right, we're putting in our work here, we need to make some money.
Yeah.
But it's still good value for money on that, because how many people out there replay it? It's one of those games that got a huge amount of replayability.
Yeah.
But
If they
we
continue
have
the
to
same
see
kind
how
of
they
music,
do the adding music. If they continue doing one free scene a month, that's still going to add up pretty quickly over time.
That's awesome.
yeah, I don't think they will for too long. And I think if
No.
they continue in that same kind of music genre that they're doing all these scenes with, if they release like a pack for like 3 songs or something, or 3 scenes, I'd happily buy it. So I think they do them really well. It's very different to. Well, I say it's different, but you can tell when Beat Saber have made a new track or something, they spent a lot of time on mapping that. They've got a vision for that, how they want to do it.
Well,
And the
yeah,
same with this. It's a bit different because you've got a scene, but they're really focusing on trying to make it. You can see as they've gone along with these new additional ones, they're thinking about different elements they can chuck in to make it more visually, appealing. You've got the cars flying overhead on one of them.
Well, the timing of all this is a bit different because they actually use an auto generation to get the enemies appearing on the BPM and different parts like that. So they actually construct the scene, add the music, and then the appearance points for the enemies is actually constructed by their engine. So they're not doing the same way on that. They're doing something that's a little bit
building them differently. Yeah.
We've got questions to answer and a couple of opinions to go through. So, Crypto Cream says in VR he is rich. So am I, actually. When I played poker the other day, I played phenomenal and I got loads of money. But yeah, outside of it, not so much. Where are we? Joseph Porro says, just got Dreams on PS4. Me too. I did. I got it about a week ago. I should have got it in early access. Spoke about it the other day. When I read his initial comment, he says, I've used Oculus Medium before and that was a great experience. Not so much with Dreams. Camera controls took a lot of getting used to. I agree. And I was then going to say this back to him, but he answered anyway. He's using Dreams with the Move controllers. So, yeah, I haven't actually tried that. Funny enough, I was literally just going to wait for the virtual reality add-on. Whenever that's coming, and it's supposed to be coming very soon. Hello, Jonathan. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so, yeah, any of you guys got Dreams? Have you?
Yeah, I've got Dreams. I got the early access.
I've got Dreams. I got the early access as well.
Use the Move controllers?
No, I used the standard DualShock 4.
Yeah, I used the DualShock 4 when I was going through, first of all, on some of the tutorials, but the creation tutorials. I haven't jumped back into it really too much yet.
I think I'm going to have to check it out, the Move controllers now, because he said that. What is your guys' opinion on Viveport? It's on sale today. Guys, what is the sale today? Because there was an incredible sale, but I missed out on it again. A couple of weeks ago, it was like £20 for the year.
Yeah, it was £24, £25 for the year a couple of weeks ago.
I think we kind of covered it before that, if you've been into VR for a long time, a lot of the stuff in there, the good stuff anyway, you might have already got. If you're brand new to VR, it's a no-brainer.
Hey, Crypto Cream has come back and said it's now $65 a year, which I believe with the last offer, that would also be the same for pounds. £65.
No, last time it was on offer was the Easter one, and that was because I got that. It's £27, but it messed up my computer.
I know. I mean, $27.
I had to delete it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm on. I got that one at 27. So that's good there. At the moment, they've got a £4.49 per month.
Yeah.
It's not as good. It is still good for the thing, and like I say, if you're new to VR and you're on the PC VR side with, Steam VR, then it's good value for money because then you can just go in and just go, I want to learn content and try different things out.
There's tons, and a lot of recent games as well. I think really good experiences are on there. Alex DeForest says, what game has the most replayability for you guys? And he's asked,
VR game VR? Or?
Yeah, VR. I'm assuming it's a VR show.
They just added the Morrigan as well to Infinity. So
the what? Sorry,
the Morrigan.
No, it's been on there for a few weeks now.
The Morrigan, nice.
It's been a few weeks, but I miss it. I missed it.
Yeah. Most probably Pistol Whip is the one I keep going back to.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good shout. Might be my most played game. Not currently at the moment because I play a lot of games all over the place.
Yeah.
My most time spent in a game, I think, would be Star Trek Bridge Crew. Still.
Yeah, overall. Yeah, you used to play that nearly every night, didn't you?
Every night. As soon as everything was sorted and I could be at rest, I wouldn't go out. I'd go into Star Trek. So
yeah,
that was.
I think. Sorry, carry on.
No, go for it, mate.
No, sorry. I was just gonna say. I think overall, Beat Saber, Skyrim VR, they're probably ones overall that I played the most. because they're sort of games that Beat Saber, if you enjoy it, you can just spend hours and hours and hours to just come back to it. Skyrim is humongous. There's hundreds of hours. I think at the minute, the one I pick, and again, this is the Quest, and this is one of the things I love about the Quest is if I go, I just fancy playing something quickly, pick up the Quest, put it on, bam, in 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, sorry, like a minute, I'm in playing table tennis, 11 table tennis on the Quest is brilliant. I really love it. That and real VR fishing at the minute as well.
Yeah,
so like,
yeah.
Everyone recommended that, saying, Dane, you got to try it. And I was like, all right. So I got in touch with developers and I've been checking it out. And yeah, man, that's really good fun.
It's very.
I don't like fishing. I've never been interested in it.
Same.
But there's something about it. Like, those visuals are amazing.
Yeah.
And it's just nice and straightforward. And bringing up the browser and being able to watch YouTube or Netflix or whatever, it's so cool. It's so cool.
It is very good. Like real VR fishing blew my mind graphically. That's for sure. And I'm still playing it.
I think for myself, obviously, it's things like driving games and stuff like that. And we already said it as well. Skyrim, I've got a good amount of time that's invested in Skyrim. Just in a Assetto Corsa competition alone, there's like 89 hours on that one.
Yeah.
What?
So that's quite good considering that I don't get to play driving games as much as I would like to.
Yeah. Hussein X says Echo VR is the most replayable game for him. I did jump into that last night and Hyperdash for a little while. Reckon the VR says late again. Is it not your birthday today, sir? Is it your birthday today? Let me check the chat, Reckoner. I think he might be 60 today. Let me just have a quick check. Let me just have a...
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy
birthday.
I can't see it. I'm sure it's his birthday. Or was it yesterday?
And now
40.
as Arnie.
He's 40.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, mate.
Happy birthday.
Yay.
Happy birthday to you. Get
Yeah.
to the chopper now.
Oh, he says he's nearly 60.
Oh, he's feeling that way. Yeah, man. Congratulations for getting this far. This is good. 40 years old.
Staying alive in upwards.
Yeah, I'm not quite there yet. I'm hoping to get there. Not long.
51.
Yeah, it's pretty. Oh man, right guys. Yeah, so unless anyone's got any more questions or comments, what you can do as well, if you join the Discord, there is a VR link section and you can leave us topics you want us to cover in future shows if you want that, which would be really cool because it makes it, I can sort of pre-plan stuff that way. Yeah, Reckoner. So he's a Taurus, I believe. What's Mike Kelly put? Project Cars. Sport. He's put GT. Why has he put? Oh yeah, not to me. He wasn't talking about me. He's talking about Gran Turismo. Donut. JD. He's like, what? He's still going? Yeah, we're still waffling, dude. We're still waffling. We're about to finish. We're about wrapping up. It looks like everyone's happy. Cool. So thank you ever so much to my co-hosts, Salsa from Sales Sketchup VR.
Cheers.
Dane from Get to the Chopper VR.
Thank you very much. Great as always.
Cheers, man. And Nat from 7 Degrees of Gaming.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, excellent. Yeah, and happy birthday, Reckoner. Cheers, thank you ever so much for the likes, thank you for the comments. Remember to hit that bell, set your notifications to all to stay up to date, and we'll see you all next time, next Sunday, and I'll probably see you in the week. So look after yourselves. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Booyakasha.